When you're a key person of influence, you want to find other companies that have similar sorts of values. And I think that's an important thing for partnerships.
When it comes to value for your audience, what I love about your side is you even give a physical book. Most of the time, our lead magnet or our offer is usually maybe like a guide or downloadable thing.
Founders not step away from the business, but be less involved in the business. And I think hiring a VA or someone help you is one of the great ways you can have more time.
Hi, it's Lynn Podetti here. In this video, I had a chat with Morgan McCarthy, Head of Strategic Partnership at a global entrepreneur training company called Dent. Now, Morgan has over 25 years of corporate and entrepreneurial experience. His professional career spans over 2 decades, working with and building Australian and global brands across a variety of industries with a personal sales record of over $600 million. Now, since Morgan is responsible for bringing more business to Dent using partnership strategy, I asked him everything I could about how to build strategic partnerships and grow your business. Some things you will learn are how to look for a partner and ways to approach them, how to do an email swap with your partner, and what mistakes to avoid in partnerships.
Hey Morgan, good to see you today.
Hey Lynn, how are you?
I'm good. So you're the partner guy, right? Tell me more about your role as the partnership manager or etc. at Dent. What does it involve and why do they hire you to do partnership?
Excellent. And thank you very much for having me. Partnerships really is, I think, a forgotten art of business. And I don't know whether it's because of the way the world is, why we're all coming back to it, or if businesses are looking for different ways to approach customers. I guess strategic partnerships is just an amazing way to exchange value with the business. So you have businesses you sell things to, that's great, but there are other people's businesses that have the people that you want to talk to. So you either run ads or you do partnerships, and heavily biased towards partnerships because there's so many benefits to it.
Yeah. So tell me more about the company that you work with, which is Dent. Like, what does it do? And I guess particularly in your role, how do you spend your day as a partnership manager?
Dent Global primarily is trying to find key persons of influence or helping people to become a key person of influence. And a key person of influence is someone that has their own space in the world, and that people, when they have a question about a certain industry or an opportunity, that's the person we go to. When you think electric cars, everyone thinks Elon Musk. Just those sorts of people that have the market and the industry for what they do. Now, how did Elon Musk get there? It didn't happen overnight. And definitely strategic partnerships was one of the things that helped him leverage to get what he was. How did Dent find me? My background was doing a lot of strategic partnerships and having a strategic partnership background for a lot of corporations. When you're a key person of influence, you want to find other companies that have similar sorts of values. And I think that's an important thing for partnerships to think about. Dent primarily wanted me to find people that we could partner with. There's a selfish aspect to it. What do we get out of it? But there's also a great give in what can we offer that network.
Yeah. And what would you say the difference is in the term, like, for example, business development manager versus strategic partnership? Is it very similar nowadays or it's still kind of different? Yeah.
Yeah, I think a business development manager, part of their role could be to find strategic partnerships. Like, their role is to just develop the business. So whether it be through sales or advertising or account management, whereas partnerships, some companies will specifically have partnership managers, and it's a very specific niche of a business development manager. It's one and the same, but when an organization reaches a certain size, that's when you'll find that they have a partnership manager. If you are looking at an organization and they have a specific partnership manager, you know that's one of the things they're generally open to.
And then what do you think that partnership is different or better than other marketing strategies out there? Like, why do you love it so much?
Oh, now you're talking to me. So like I said, I'm highly prejudiced. Okay, so the first thing I love about partnerships is it's most of the time it's zero cost. So it doesn't cost you anything to do a partnership with me, and it doesn't cost me anything. Now, I won't go into the details. There's lots of different forms of partnerships. There's joint ventures, there's affiliate marketing. I'm primarily talking about the style of a partnership where we kind of just borrow each other's network for a little while or each other's database. And we just get a small moment in time where you let me talk to your database and I let you talk to my database. And there's some hoops you usually have to jump through just to make sure the messaging and language is. I'm highly prejudiced. So firstly, because it's zero cost. 2 is it allows me to add value to your network and you add value to mine. So generally the people at the other end are quite receptive. You don't have to think so much about content and copy and image and everything like that. It's more about what it is do you want to talk about and how can you make people see the value in what you're doing. Lastly, what I like about it is it's different. And again, I said it's one of the most forgotten aspects, I believe, on business, in that you understand advertising, you understand social media, you understand all these sorts of you understand your product and how to promote it. But most of the businesses that I've spoke to and most of the business that I deal with have never really done a partnership. Not that they've never done it. They don't have a system to it and they don't schedule it out and they don't put the effort in to build a partnership asset, which is all the sorts of things that you need when you want to build out partnerships at scale.
Yeah, because I think when we think of the word partnership, we kind of, I mean, including myself, we kind of think it's this big deal, like, oh God, we're getting into partnership together. But since I spoke to you, I really felt that you saw it as almost like cross-promoting each other. How do we kind of help each other? But it doesn't have to sound so serious and scary. And it starts off with like an EDM swap. Do you want to tell us more about an example of a method using EDMs?
Yeah, for sure. That's true. So when people hear the word partnerships, it's generally in big corporate. And the best example you see in that in the media, it's probably the way Red Bull and GoPro partnered up. And that was big partnership. They took equity in each other's company, or Red Bull took equity in GoPro. Those are big deals. So those are joint ventures in that. Whereas partnerships to me is a much smaller, simpler thing. If I want to talk to someone and I wanted to just start the relationship, we'd look at an EDM swap. So the first thing you look at is what is the size of your database and what is the size of mine? And we work out if you have 5,000 in your database or 1,000 or 500, what's an equal way in which you can send out an email to your database and I can send an email out on behalf of you to me, to my database, and keep it conversational. It'll be like, hey, I spoke to Lynn Podetti from Outsourcing Angels. She's got a great tool to help people hire their first VA. Here, click here. It's a free workshop. Come to a webinar or something like that. Just something simple and low key. My network would like that, because our business focuses on helping founders not step away from the business, but be less involved in the business. And I think hiring a VA or having someone help you is one of the great ways you can have more time.
Yeah. Back to the word EDM. Sometimes people might not know it's an email database marketing. Number one is you got to be market fit. So we kind of, let's just say if we were to do a partnership with Dent, it makes sense because our audience is also small business owners and yours is the same. Is that the requirement? How do you qualify, or what kind of criteria do you need to make sure?
Yeah, that's a really good question. From our perspective, from Dent, we look at values. Is our network going to value what you're giving them, and vice versa? Have a look at the company, make sure they're good company and in good standing, all those sorts of due diligence checks. It really is a personal choice of the person that is running the partnerships, what type of companies they want to go. But you touched on it then, which is perfect, is that you want to make sure that the audience that swap is in whatever format is receptive and the right fit. It would make no business for me doing EDM swaps with people that only have global CEOs in their network or startups or something like that. We're after established businesses that are trading, that have something of value to offer our network. And then it just starts with the conversation. It starts with hey, I'm the partnership manager here at Dent. Would you be interested in looking at a partnership with us? And depending on their level of sophistication and whether they run partnerships or not, sometimes you do a bit of education. Sometimes they've got partnership division and they know what to do, and it becomes very easy.
Yeah, I love it. And when it comes to value for your audience, what I love about your side is you even give a physical book. So most of the time our lead magnet or our offer is usually maybe like a guide or downloadable thing. I guess give us an insight into your methodology behind having like a physical book, being able to send that to the end user, because that to me is just so valuable.
Yeah, so we call that a product for prospect. When the first time you want to talk to someone, you don't want to ask people for any exchange straight away. You want to just say, here's something that tells you a bit about us. Now, for the people that do ebooks, I think ebooks are great. They're cost effective, but ebooks tend to get lost in people's computers. Whereas a hard copy book, we have people that have read our book from 10 years ago, and it's been sitting, it's been passed around coffee tables, it's in there. I don't know what it is about a book. I don't know if it's
you don't throw it away. You kind of feel like it's a waste. It costs money to put together.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. You can take it to the beach. It doesn't need power. It's tactile. You can touch it. There is all sorts of assets that you can have. And we feel that a book is a great asset to have. And let me tell you, when you're speaking to someone and you say, hey, let me send you a copy of our book, it's just a really nice thing to do.
Yeah. And when it comes to partnership, you also mentioned you almost have a strategy, a structure. What does it look like? Like how often would you be sending out to your own database of different partners, offering different things? Is it once a month or etc.?
Yeah, I think once a month is about fair. Your database doesn't want to be hammered every day with partner offers. But at the same time, I've seen some partnerships set up where it's a weekly thing. For us, once a month, our database knows that some sort of partnership offer should come through, and it's usually some sort of freebie. Here's a webinar, and it's usually in line with things that we're doing at the time or very valuable to our partners. We don't do social media management. We don't do the scheduling and that. We certainly do the content and the creation and the assets behind that, but we're not going to jump into your social accounts and do all the scheduling and all that sort of thing. But we have people within our network that would do that. To do a partnership with that sort of person would make sense and say, hey guys, if you do need some help with partnership manager, here's XYZ person. They're running a free workshop on social media management. Here's a free ticket to it on behalf of this person here. And it's just a really nice exchange of value. And like I said, it's different. I feel like advertising is knocking on the door, whereas I feel like partnerships, you're invited in.
Yeah. I mean, the more I talk to you, the more I kind of feel really at ease with it. And I don't see it as spammy only because the way you're saying it, it's not really like, hey, meet this partner, they're taking 20% off their offer or whatever. What you're doing is, hey, I found this really cool resource from someone and here you go. You can take it or you leave it, but it's not costing you anything. And obviously the offer that you're giving is also very valuable, right? Like if you're giving a book away, I know my audience is going to like it. Whoever you're partnering with, just make sure you do give away something that people truly will like, not just anything.
Yeah, and that's affiliate marketing. I feel a bit, someone says, I'll give you 20% off a ticket and it's $1,000. I don't feel like that's invaluable to me. And that's certainly not the type of partnerships that I look for. I look for the ones that say, here's a great resource, here's a great tool, here's a great free first step. It's a webinar, it's a book, it's a podcast or something like that. Genuinely, you'll get value out of that. And yeah, like you said, it's not spammy. It's actually an asset to the business. So to have great partner relations and a great schedule for your partnerships, you should have a 12-month calendar, and like I said, each to their own, but about once a month, try and give your prospects something that has nothing in it for you.
Yeah.
It's have that giving nature about it.
Yeah, I love it. And so you did mention like whenever it sounds like a bit of an affiliate marketing, 20% off, it's like not a good idea. Well, is there any other mistakes that you've done in the past that you can pass on to us, or you've seen people do it? You're like, don't cringe worthy when it comes to
yeah. I mean, each to their own. Affiliate marketing works for people that have databases that are expected to have affiliate marketing offers. So just for us, it doesn't work. So affiliate marketing is certainly not a mistake, and it can work. But for our style of business, it doesn't. Again, frequency, like you said, so too many offers, it loses traction and your audience becomes just numb to it. Whereas, we want it to be top of mind for a short amount of time. And if you want to click, great. If not, no hard feelings. The mismatch between values. If I'm a gardening company and I partner up with a business mentoring company or something like that, it might not be a good fit. Just maybe making sure that the audience that you have is receptive to that. Any other mistakes? I think that's about it. Just screening the company right that's at the other end and doing your due diligence on them and asking them the questions. Have you done partnerships before? Or being transparent and say, hey, this is my first partnership. I'm just keen to have a chat and see how it goes.
Yeah. And also, when it comes to the EDM, have you experienced with different types, whether it's just text or like a video and a little bit of text, or is there any difference, or is it really about the value, the lead magnet that you're offering?
Yeah, so best practice in partnerships is to let the partner write the email and then you just tweak it for your audience. If that partner has a preference for text or videos or whatever it is, let them write that and you just tweak it for your audience and then look for any red flags or languaging or things that might not work. Yeah, so that's the same as when I partner with someone, I'll write the email and let them tweak it for their audience. Do I experiment much with it? You do, but eventually you come up with almost a template that works. Ours is just a short intro. Here's what it is. Here's what the book's about. If you'd like a free copy, grab it here, and just some customization there depending on what the other end. As a partner, make it as easy as possible for the other person to take you up on their offer.
How clickbaity does a title have to be?
Again, I'm prejudiced, and this is the best thing about partnerships is you do not have to spend a lot of time with your content or worrying about the wording or open rates or anything like that. The person you're partnering with should know what their average open rates are, should know how much of their database actually opens the emails, and you should be able to get a good gauge on that. Whether your title says, here's a free gift or something to think about, I haven't really seen any changes in that. It really comes down to how well that partner engages with their audience. And I'll tell you this, some of my best partnerships run off actually smaller databases that are hyper engaged. I actually prefer, instead of someone having 50 to 100,000 people on their database, for whatever reason, 500 to 2,000, smaller companies, hyper engaged audiences, that's when I see some really good traction happening between the two, because the messaging is not cluttered and that they're not getting spammed so much. If you can imagine these big companies with the big databases.
Good point. Now, I just wanted to share with the audience that the reason why we're speaking about partnership right now is because I learned about partnership as well in the Dent program. And Dent, I'm a registered student at Dent and I'm really enjoying the program. And I just want you to share a little bit about Dent more in terms of what they'll learn, because I love it and I'm endorsing. I really recommend it. It's such a thorough, professional program where they're legit teachers. Sometimes when you're learning from gurus out there and they said, oh yeah, I'm a business coach, and then you're like, okay, no, after you join it and you pay a lot of money, you actually realize it wasn't money's worth. But I really can say that Dent is a really amazing program. So if anyone out there who wants to grow their business, they should check out Dent. But I guess I just want you to share quickly the different modules they'll learn apart from partnership. What else would they learn in Dent?
Yeah, so I guess that's our big difference, is that we're not a guru style learning course. We're actually a production course. So essentially we just say to you, come into Dent and we're going to help you produce all the assets. Starts with your pitch. Then we look at your publish ecosystem, which is under read, watch, listen, and do. As a founder, as a business, everyone has their preferred method of media. Some people want to read about you. Some people want to watch videos. Some people want to listen to you on a podcast. Some people want to do scorecard checklists. You need to have an asset ecosystem that continually talks to people. Product is the third sort of piece to the puzzle, in that when someone first reaches you, how do they engage? And as you get higher and higher, at what point do you capture their email or their phone number? And at what point are they the right fit for you to say, hey, I think you'd be a good fit for one of our programs or whatever it is that you're promoting? So that's the foundation, is pitch, publish, and product. The bit that increases the demand is your profile and your partnerships. And your profile is not about you personally. The profile is about the mission that you're on. So we look for founders and organizations that don't just want to make money for the sake of it. They have some sort of impact goal, or they're aligned with one of the UN global goals in some way. That is really a bit of our litmus test on value. And the last thing, again, like I said, partnership. Once those four, it's important it's all done in that order, but once those four pieces are in place, strategic partnerships can just blow the door off the hinges, and they can be scheduled and automated. Imagine you had ads running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without costing you anything or doing anything. It was just a beautiful exchange of value between you and another network. But yeah, like I said, I'm a little bit prejudiced towards partnerships.
And you're allowed to be, because I'm here also just sharing with my audience because I really truly love it. And look, you're also going to give away the book as well, so people can just get a real taste of what Dent is all about. The book is called The Key Person of Influence. I'll put it in the description as well. But thank you so much, Morgan, for your time today. I really learned a lot, and I'm sure the audience have too.
Thank you so much for having me, Lynn, and keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, we'll speak soon.
Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you want to learn more about partnership as well as other ways to build a successful business, I highly recommend grabbing a free book offered by Dent. All you do is check the link in the description below, where you can get a free physical copy sent to your house if you live in Australia. And if you live overseas, then you can grab an ebook version. It's seriously an easy to read book, but has so many golden nuggets that you can implement immediately in your business. Now, if you'd like to learn more about growing your business, check out my next video here.